Bold and Bougie. Okay. Baby, Carlos King gonna come up with a hit show. You hear me? Bold and Bougie is on WeTV. It comes on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. The show stars 5 women: Malaysia Pargo, Tamika Foster Raymond, Crystal Smith, Goshay Hawkins, and Princess Banton Lofters. All right. We're going to get into this thing. Let's go. Episodes 1 through 3. Okay. So, we see the ladies. We meet the ladies. Look, I'm not going detail by detail in every episode. I'm just pretty much just going to talk about some of the drama on the show. And I'm just, as I read each lady's name out, I'm going to... Oh, God. The ghetto. Anyway, sorry. My camera, my phone is right by my window outside, and whatever function is happening outside, we're going to try to ignore it, Lord, and pray that they pull off soon. Oh my goodness. Wow, the music. Okay, so anyway, we have Malaysia. It's probably the most known person on the show if you are in the reality television life of world, etc. Malaysia, you know, she's from Basketball Wives LA and then just Basketball Wives and stuff. You know, Malaysia's pretty. Malaysia, you know, she's cool. She's down to earth. She will get you together. She will fight. She would rather not go there. She's pretty much quiet kind of entity at most of the time. But Malaysia can also be quite, she can sometimes be a little mean. She can sometimes be a little aggressive on that side. She can sometimes be bougie for sure. That title definitely matches hers. I remember how when Duffy first came on the show, she was real dismissive and hateful towards Duffy, which is very interesting because a lot of the issues on this show pertaining to Tamika is that they feel like she is dismissive. I'm like, well, all of y'all, or at least the ones that we have seen on reality television, can be that way or have been that way once upon a time. Anyway. So, but what made me kind of fall out with with Malaysia, is the fact that I felt like after a while on Basketball Wives, she became one of Shawnee and Evelyn's minions. She just became a part of the clique, and I did not care for that. Malaysia was always an independent thinker. But she said she ended up leaving Basketball Wives because the season when it was Brandy, who she was best friends with at one point, Brandy McSeal, and Brooke Bailey, and Jackie Christie, and what's the girl? Lord, I forgot her name. But Duffy, she was on there, and I'm thinking of the other girl who was on there. But anyway, when she was on there, she fell out with them. She felt like she was being Jennifer Williams. She was on there being badgered, blah, blah, blah. And so she ended up leaving Basketball Wives. And somehow or another, she's on the show. I don't know if they're trying to market it as Malaysia as the face of the show or what. I guess she's the most popular on the show. The most well-known on the show, probably. But, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's the face of the show. But I don't know. Maybe she is. But anyway, moving on. Tamika Foster Raymond, who is probably the most interesting personality. I have been knowing Tamika, not personally, of course. I don't know anybody personally. I'm just saying through the TV screen, I have been knowing Tamika Foster Raymond since the Usher days. She went through a lot in that relationship. She went through a lot with the public. A lot of people did not like Tamika. And I felt like it had a lot to do with her being a dark-skinned black woman. I did. She was a little older than Usher and stuff. I always thought Tamika was beautiful, and dope. And she's just she's a very straightforward person. She's not everybody cup of tea, but I don't think that she has malice or means any harm most of the time when she says things, but they just come out, But yes, Tamika Foster Raymond, she wrote a memoir about her life, I guess. It's called Here I Stand, which is interesting because that's one of Usher's songs off his 2008 album, Here I Stand. I said, okay, Tamika, come on now. Tamika tragically lost her middle son, I believe, named Kyle, at Lake Lanier, and he was hit with a jet ski, and we all knew, about that back, when it happened, and I can only imagine the pain she must feel, and she will forever feel that is a really hard thing for a parent to bury their child. That is something totally deep. She's trying to set up this whole thing where she's trying to get Lake Lanier drained and, set back up so it can be more safe and stuff for people. And she has thousands of signatures already, and it's a foundation, in honor of her son, and apparently Lake Lanier, Princess told us, who's on the show, she told us that Lake Lanier was apparently built over a cemetery. I didn't know that. And apparently there's deaths and accidents that happen at Lake Lanier all the time, yet they still won't close it. It's definitely a money thing, for sure. If all that horrible, tragic activity is happening at a place and they don't close it, yeah, it's definitely a benefit to somebody. Somebody getting that paper. Papers. I done took all I can take, but you leave me no options, girl. Papers. Come on, Usher. Who else we got? We got Crystal Smith. Crystal Smith is Neo's ex, child. I never knew. I think I've seen her a couple of times, but I didn't really know who she was. I didn't follow her. Whatever. I just knew Monyetta. Monyetta is talked about more on this show than Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, it's crazy. Everybody's friends with Monyetta in Atlanta. Let me shut up, because when I move to Atlanta, I would like to be friends with Monyetta, because hell, everybody else is, Sure, Monyetta must be that girl. Shouts out to Monyetta. Sure. Anyway, that's when I first seen on television Tamika and Monyetta with Atlanta Exes back in the day. The TV show. And they got close back then, blah, blah, blah. But Crystal is Neo's recent divorced wife. Neo's been, I think, married a couple of times or whatever. Neo is a lot. These men, I don't know what they want at this point. Some of them, it's child. But anyway, she has 2 or 3 kids, I think, by Neo. And so it's this constant thing of her being a gold digger, her being the other woman, her ruining the marriage, and her ruining the relationship with Monyetta. And it's just can't nobody. These men, they want everything and nothing at all. Like, ain't nobody out here ruining marriages. If these people want to go, you can't make no grown man do nothing he don't want to do, child. It's like, stop blaming the other woman. They're so tired at this point. But we don't know Crystal, or at least I didn't, and we don't know what all conversations have been had, and we don't know. Maybe it's possible she did. But at the end of the day, the decision still lied with Neo. So who cares what Crystal said and did back then? Neo still went over there. But I mean, look, it didn't work out between them either. So, trick or treat. I might as well just hug it out and call it a day. But I like Crystal. I do. I like her. Goshay Hawkins, child. Goshay is a restaurancier. Goshay got restaurants in the whole 9 yards. Goshay is more so the force multiplier, in a sense, the anchor of the show, in my opinion. She is the one that everybody kind of comes together for. She's the one that brings the girls together. But maybe not so much now, because Goshay is in my opinion, purposely starting drama with Tamika. And so yeah, or maybe not. But Goshay, she has kids who she's not as close to. She has a son and a daughter, and her daughter has grandkids. And we found out that she at one point went to jail for 2 years, and she's been through a lot of her life. Goshay, I think that she's one of those parents that provided a lot for their kids, but probably wasn't emotionally there for them, or probably even physically there for them. So they hold resentment towards that, and it's a lot of issues with her kids. So hopefully she works it out with that. Let me see. Princess Banton Lofters. She is actually an original producer on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She helped create the show. She can dress her tail off. She's very soft-spoken, very professional when she speaks. Definitely bougie. I definitely can see that. But I think that out of everybody, Princess is probably the kindest. Is that a word? Kindest? Maybe. She has the softest heart out of everybody. I can tell that. And actually Crystal as well. But yeah, I like Princess. So she's the only one that's married, and she's married to a dentist, I believe, who's quite handsome. So good for her. Yeah, and Goshay, she's also married, but married to a woman. And apparently, did she say married? I think married. But anyway, her significant other does not want to be a part of the show, and blah, blah, which is interesting because Goshay, right now you're coming at Tamika about Usher and coming for her and coming at other people's marriages and all the things, but we don't even know who you with or see who you with. So it's just like, it's kind of lopsided. Like you can't, I'm all for, you can't, I'm not going to talk crap about somebody else's situation if I can't talk crap about my own. And, we don't even know your situation, Goshay. So, I mean, I guess, girl. Let me see. What else is going on? There was a scene with Tamika. She had a book signing. And she was talking about her son and how he passed. And, the crowd got emotional because, I mean, who wouldn't? That's a tough thing. That's a tough pill to swallow. And I think maybe the reason why Tamika's so hard, a part of the reason why Tamika is so guarded, because letting somebody into that, because the death of a child, I imagine, is something that you would never get over. And it's always going to affect you. And it's always going to be a sweet spot. So maybe she just don't want to get close to people and let them in that way, because nobody wants to feel uncontrollable sadness every day. And she has 4 boys. She has 5 boys, one is passed, the middle one, but she has 4 other boys. She has 2, the youngest 2 is by Usher, and then the oldest 2, I guess, is by somebody else or different dads or whatever. So, she also has to be strong for them, and she's moving into a new home, and, she has the foundation. And so it's a lot that Tamika's going through. So, I mean, I get it. But with that said, still, her personality is her personality. She's a little rough. She's not, I don't even know if I would like her in person, depending on, she bites the girls, at first, at times. But at her core, I feel like she's a lovely individual. But yeah, Malaysia, it's this whole thing with Princess on the show and bouncing all over the place. Y'all stay with me. Princess, she, like I said, is very soft-spoken. Malaysia wants her to open up and wants her to speak up for herself more. There was a scene where Tamika and Princess went to the doctor's office, and she went to go get some work done. They put whatever they pumped in her boobs because she had a surgery, and she went in for a breast reduction, and they ended up. She basically left off the surgery table with no breasts. They took too much out, or maybe I forgot the technical term that she said. What happened? But now she goes and get like fillers and stuff for her boobs to make her boobs look more, you know, to give her more the illusion of more boobs and stuff. And Tamika made a comment, said this is vanity, and almost died on the surgery table, and that really offended Princess, and you know, she has a problem being confrontational. So I wonder what's Princess sign. Is she a Libra? I feel like Princess is a Libra. She may not be a Libra or a Cancer, maybe. I don't know, but yeah. Moving on, what else is going on? Yeah, like I said, it seems like O'Shea is purposely trying to come for Tamika. They had a conversation outside, and it was going back and forth, and reading each other, and Tamika ended up winning the read. I'll say that. Yeah. Let me see. Crystal, she's a rapper, or trying to be a rapper. And did she say she has a restaurant or something? She has some other business, but you know, she's just with her kids. She's just trying to reinvent herself and live life, but she can't get out of this whole like image, or rumors, I should say. You know, so everybody's Mangetta Shaw's friend. Goshay, she had a black aspen event with furs and bikinis. It was, you think I would show up in hot Georgia weather with a fur on? But hey, this seemed like something you would want to do more so in the winter or fall months, but whatever. So they had that event, and everybody was kind of coming at Crystal a little hard, because Malaysia's friends with Mangetta too, but especially Tamika, and she was just like, well, I'm Mangetta's friend, and blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, it was kind of like a little, at first. But Tamika realized that she was being a little unfair. And so, yeah, it seemed like they're trying to give Crystal a chance now. What else is going on, y'all? Crystal, she had a scene. I think this was on the 3rd episode, but she had like a little get together. It was Crystal there, her friend Shad, Malaysia, and the 2 princesses. One princess is Dr. Princess, which is Malaysia's friend, who is very messy. And then there's the princess on the show, and Princess was giving Crystal looks and making slick comments the whole time. Crystal was checking her. They had a little fun in the moment. They got liquor in them, and then the mess started again. Malaysia, she was pressuring Princess that you need to talk to Tamika. You need to not let people run over you. You need to give it to Tamika. Now, I agree with what Malaysia's saying, but if that's not a person's personality, what are you going to do? Like, you can't force them to be anything they don't want to be or don't feel comfortable being until they start to want to do that for themselves. And so I just thought that was weird how they're kind of pressuring Princess to stand up to Tamika and whatever. Princess got mad at one point and ended up walking off because the other princess was interfering and making her comments, and don't nobody even know her. So all of a sudden she started getting on Crystal and said she really wanted to say something to you when she first said you. And Crystal was just like, what you wanted to say? She was just like, I just want to know, is this girl a little loose? And because Crystal was twerking at the party, is that not what you do? You know, I had an experience with an Atlanta queen. I was at this club, this was years ago in like 2012, 2013, when I met Tamar Braxton at Club Tracks, I believe, with 3 X's. I don't know if they still have it. Yeah, and I remember Fucky Dineva, he was the hostess that day. But yeah, I remember that. And I met Tamar, and I met Vince and I think her hairstylist, Terrell. Hairstylist or makeup artist, one of them. Anyway, after all that, one of the days we went to this club, but it was like an abandoned building, but they was having a party there or whatever, the girls. And D Woods was there from Danny Kane. And I remember I was up dancing, and they had like VIP areas and stuff, which was just a table that was in the back with some fruit that wasn't fresh and water and something else. And so I started dancing or whatever at the VIP section where we was. And this queen came up to me. I was going to say something else. He came up to me and was just like, I don't even know who you is or how you got here, but we don't do that here. If you want to dance, you go over there to the dance floor. Just real nasty, like not, hey, how you doing, nothing. I was just like, huh? So my friend, later on, I don't want to ruin the moment. And later on, I just, was just like, child, that thing tried me. He was just like, oh, he ain't mean no harm. It's just how he is, and blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, I'm not friends with any of those people anymore. As I came back home, realized he was just talking crap about me. Oh, he from South Carolina. He just a country bumpkin. As if Georgia's not the country and stuff. And I was the South. And I was just like, okay, girl. But, I was in my early 20s. I was a different person than what I am now. I used to go back and forth with the girls and argue and blah, blah, blah. And it's a whole long story, but I've changed some. And so, yeah. But anyway, I get, coming back to this situation in this show, I understand how you have some of those people who go to events, go to clubs, lounges, and just sit there and just don't do nothing. Oh, it's déclassé or frowned upon if you're twerking or dancing or having a good time. Because you have some people that just want to stand around and socialize and sip champagne, and that's stupid to me. If you're not doing it for a purpose, to sell a product, or if it's, if you're not going there just to have a party with somebody or something like that, it's just like, they're playing music. Like, what are we supposed to do? I don't know. But that Dr. Princess Malaysia, you take that whole back you take her back to her practice. She's a mess. But she's good for the show. With that said, we are Bold and Bougie, darlings. I am Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google+. Follow me at It's Kingswell on Instagram and Twitter, at It's Kingswell89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Now listen, I'm going to review the show, but I can't give you a set time and day when I'm actually going to give you the new episodes recap. But just know that it's coming, okay? Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.